Hello, Captain. It's me, TONIK TZW, and yes, it is another Kraken. And strangely, on one of my favourite ships to play when I do play battleships, which is the Tier 5 Premium, the California, which I know a lot of people have been looking forward to getting now that it's been dropped into a crate. And I'm sure Wargaming are making plenty of money off that. She is an absolute beauty, and as I say here, she's got big hips. But just look at those bazookas on her. So this is just a quick overview of my build, just a quick rundown on the screen. Pause it here if you want to look at it. But it's basically a Sims build with his U-Lane Scharnhorst for a bit of accuracy, and I think it's Paolo de Revel for some main battery reload. Team-wise, we got a 4-5 game. There's a couple of Julio Cesares out there in division. And what you will notice is that I am in division with my Antipodean friend Jarrod, Jazz The Merciful, who has brought out his Ark Royal. And yeah, we all know what they say about the Ark Royal, although all of those that own the Ark Royal are in absolute denial about it being in any way overpowered or in need of balancing. Not that Wargaming can do anything about that. Now, initially, we're going to play a sort of crisscross. I say, look, I will back up towards the untaken cap, and then look at moving back towards our home cap. And he's like, yep, I'll do the same with a carrier. I'll head across to the right of the minimap and then come to the left, and we're looking around and seeing kind of exactly what's there. Now I want to play a central position here on this map because the guns don't turn the quickest, the ship doesn't move the fastest, and it certainly doesn't turn the fastest either. So I want to be in a position where I can cover a lot of the map without having a lot of movement. And we're sort of having a look out there, and oh, there's a Tennessee. Let's see how those do. And we pop a shot off. I didn't use my spotter plane there, but we are going to use them in a little bit. But not a great hit, 8,500 damage, not huge damage, but we are going to sort of start to wreak havoc on these guys as best as we can. There's going to be a couple of nice punches against red team, and there's going to be a few red team destroyers that are going to get a bit of a surprise. But well, I say that, but could they potentially have been expecting it, given that there's an Ark Royal in the game? There we go. We absolutely chunk that Julio Cesare. He is still ticking on something, and then he just starts to disappear. Now, given that we can see his buddy in the Julio Cesare who's further out, it makes you wonder if one is running a concealment build and the other one isn't. But we pop some blind shots at where he's disappeared. Are we going to get lucky on this one? He's still ticking, but nope, don't get it that time either. He's got a bit of luck there, but there's an Omaha. Omaha's always good for dev strikes, but this guy's clever. As soon as he's spotted, he starts turning away and out. So there's the GC again. He's angled out as well. What have we got a shot on? We're going to have to move reposition here. Now, one of our worries here is we've got two Fubukis running around, and we can see torpedoes coming in from the left there. So that's one of them. And like sort of Jazz is busy engaged, doing as much damage as he can to these guys. He's been an absolute nuisance, and he's hunting the guys that don't really have the best AA. But it's kind of left us a little bit exposed with where the destroyers are, who do keep popping up every now and then, but are doing a very good job of staying hidden. That GC there is pulling back a lot of health, and it's like, can't get a really good shot on him, but we're getting some shots on him. So are we going to let somebody else take the kill there? Because we've now got this Tennessee, and as you can see, he has just shot us. So two turrets out at him. Or I got to go full salvo. I can't remember here. That's a lot of guns coming my way. So there we go. Let's lead him a little bit. because if you use the auto aim and fire at the spot that the auto aim is going to put, your shells are basically going to land around about the middle of the ship. So sometimes it's good to just lead them a little bit, ripple fire, and slightly adjust your gun sight up and down ever so slightly, because that way if they turn in or turn out, you've got more of a chance of hitting them. But there we go. We've been battering that guy, but he's gone. He's off the map. 41,500 damage, still not even gonna kill, but here we go. Let's see what we can do with this other Tennessee. There's 2 shots on again, and I'm kind of thinking that I'm being stalked here, because that located icon means that I am the closest ship to something that is running twist and track or perceptive. And that normally means it's a destroyer, and lo and behold, there he is popping up right in front of me, and I was like, Jazz, he's like there, 4 point something Ks right in front of me. I've already taken a chunk of his health off. There is another chunk of his health off, and he's not going to survive an Ark Royal bomb run like that. But expecting torpedoes, and those torpedoes are indeed spotted by Jazz, and so I can safely turn away from those ones, which means there's one more destroyer, and he's across there on the left. Look, he's pushed all the way down, but we're interested in what this Tennessee is doing. Can we get a kill on there? Because we're pushing up to 60,000 damage, and we haven't even had a chance at a kill yet. But there we go, we're off the board. That's one. There are 4 ships left in the game. You know what kind of video this is. So we aren't going to stop there. That other GC, I don't know if they're yellow tracers or if they are those wonderful auctioned gold tracers. But honestly, don't use them, guys. Because all those tracers are telling me is exactly where you are firing from. Even if you are unspotted, I can follow the arc of those shells back to not maybe pinpoint where you're firing from, but to give me a very good approximation of where you are firing from. And destroyers and cruisers that sit in smoke and use tracers, honestly, prepare to be receiving a devastating strike from a battleship, because they will blind fire you every time if you're using tracers in smoke. Tracers work both ways. And there is the other Fubuki. He has got himself spotted. That battleship over there, who spent a long time sort of running but kiting and contesting and defending that capture point. I put 4 turrets across there, not expecting a great deal, but boom. Jazz gets some bombs on, I think it was, or torpedoes. My shells land on it as well. So all you battleship captains that won't shoot at destroyers and then complain about getting torpedoed, shoot at the damn destroyers. Because honestly, it makes a difference. Every single shell that lands on it makes a difference. Even if you miss it, he knows that you're looking at him then and is going to change his mind about where he wants to be. So there we are, we're up onto 2 kills with 3 ships remaining, and oh my goodness, look at that. A carrier who doesn't sit at the back of the map. It's nice to see. It's nice to see somebody playing carriers where they don't just reverse to the back of the map. But in pulling forward on this one, he's going to give me a high caliber and take an absolute beastly bashing from those California guns. Now I expect that I'm going to be the centre of attention for him and his planes for the next few minutes. He appears to have realised that I'm out here in front of him and started a turn, but I'm afraid it's going to be too late, because that is a trip back to port. So we are on 3 now with 2 ships remaining. I honestly thought I was at 4, I think, at this point. I was like, hey, we've got 2 ships left and I'm on for a Kraken. And it wasn't until a little bit later that I realised that I didn't have 4, I only had 3. But here we go, JC is out there. Jazz is going to stay on him. The Magnuson seems to have gone all the way to the back of the map and only started coming forward later into the game. But there we go. There's those beautiful traces again, arcing through the sky, telling me exactly where he is. But he's playing clever, that guy. His division mate wasn't as clever, but this guy's clever. He knows to angle out or angle in every time he's fired his guns, just to make it that little bit more difficult for me to get a shot on him. But he can't avoid the Ark Royal. It's as simple as that. Here we go. Another full salvo. I'm going to get 2 turrets over. We're going to slow down and bring the back turrets over. How does he do with that? Did he miss everything completely? It looks like I missed everything completely. So we're going to push the cap because nobody has done that yet. I think the only ship that went towards the cap went straight through it and got sunk. Maybe he should have sat this side and just contested, because eventually it would have turned our way. But here we go. We got the Magnuson and we got a very clever Giulio Caesarea. We are above 120,000 damage. We've got a high caliber. I think it's fair to say that Jazz and I are going to pretty much solidly carry this game for blue team. And there we go. We're having a look at what he's doing. He's burning, he's ticking, and this is the battleship behind us. He appears to have been firing HE for the majority of the game, and there is a time for firing high explosive, and I do it myself. But honestly, with the angle that this guy is at, armor piercing is where the party is. But I just can't seem to land a different hit on him, and I'm thinking, do I turn out and away? Well, we're going to take the burn there. We're going to take some fire from his secondaries. And Mr. Giulio Caesarea there is trying to rush down the flank now. But it's cheap kill on this one. But Jazz says just let him tick a little bit and then we'll take the kill. Putting us up to 131,004 kills. Smart guy is left in the game. He's just taken torpedoes, and it was at this point that I was like, oh no, actually I only had 3 kills there and now I've got 4, so I need the GC for the Kraken. It's like, oh crap, I've just hit him with torpedoes. I was like, well, he's not ticking. All I need to do is get a shot in before this guy beside me. This guy beside me is closer and appears to have a slightly quicker reload than I do, and I'm pushing forward and thinking, I have got to get past this island, not fluff the shot, not shoot the island. I want all my guns to get clear. And then he disappears, but then he comes back again. I'm like, come on, give me the kill. But oh Jesus, there we go, full salvo of HE. We take the cap. Thankfully that guy misses, I don't, so we get a solo cap right before we pick up the Kraken with a high caliber 131,500 damage. Not quite a clear sky there on the plains, but that was an absolutely fun one. A few brown trouser moments, especially with that Fubuki pushing through, but just under 3,000 base XP. Jazz there breaks through the 2,000 barrier. 7 kills between the two of us, so Lord only knows what the rest of the team was doing out there, because we were certainly beating things down quite hard. So I hope you've enjoyed that one. This is Kraken number 129. Don't forget to smash the like button, leave me a comment if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, and there is a link in the channel description if you wish to make a donation to support me growing the channel. Until next time, take care and goodbye.